Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Leah Mwai and this is Easy Bakes with Leah Mwai. I hope that you've been doing well over the quarantine period and that you're staying safe at home. And as usual, I'm coming here with another recipe. This week it's going to be about giant chocolate chunky cookies. Yes, giant chocolate chunky cookies. I've not used the chocolate chips because that's not what I had in mind, but I'm going to show you the type of chocolate that I've used, and I also combined white and dark chocolate. That's because I love white chocolate. Yes, so the cookies that I made, they are giant, as you can see, not the normal size of cookies that you find. And also I prefer the chewy cookies to the crunchy cookies. But in case you also love the crunchy cookies, you can comment down below and I can give you a recipe that you can try out at home. Another point before we go to the recipe is that I advise you that you use butter instead of margarine, because butter has that taste, that milky taste that will add more flavor to the cookies. And also, as you can see, yes, they are crunchy when they are dry, but they are also chewy inside, but you will see from the trailer of the video. Yes, also I know that I've not been, I know I've not been posting for like 2 weeks now, but I have been preparing recipes for you because I also want to give you recipes that work at home and that are easy for you. So with the content that I've prepared, I'll be posting every Tuesdays and Fridays, and the only way that you can support me is by subscribing, by sharing to your friends, by trying out the recipes and tagging me on my social media platforms, and that way we are going to grow. So without further ado, also the milk, yes, the milk is here, and my producer is not reminding me of the milk. Yes, so the milk is here. This is because I prefer to have my cookies with milk. They go so well together, and also you have to like eat the cookies when they are warm. In case you're going to eat them the next day, you can warm them in the microwave and they're going to be fine. So let's head direct to the video. So you're going to need 1 cup of butter, which is roughly 225 grams, 1 cup of dark compound chocolate and 1 cup of white compound chocolate, about 1 cup of brown sugar to add to the brown color of the cookies, half a cup of normal granulated sugar, 1 teaspoon of baking powder and 1 teaspoon of salt to add to the flavor, 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 eggs and vanilla essence for more flavor. You'll find a detailed recipe in the description box. This is the white compound that I use. You can find it in any local supermarket near the section where they sell baking stuff, including icing sugar. I'm going to crush about 3 blocks of the white compound chocolate, as well as 3 blocks of dark compound chocolate. This is the compound chocolate that I used. You'll find the same in the section where they sell the baking stuff. Make sure that you crush your chunks as big as you can and as many as you can. You can feel free to add more, but I feel that 1 cup of each will work fine with this recipe. You're then going to beat your butter in a bowl, either using a hand mixer or a whisk. Ensure that your butter at this point is at room temperature so that it will be easier for you. When the butter starts to turn pale, it's fine. Now you can cream it together with the sugars. So you'll add your brown sugar and your granulated sugar, and make sure that everything is incorporated together with the butter. Remember to use a spatula to scrape off any amount of butter that is left on the side as well as the bottom, and this will ensure that you have a uniform consistency of creamed butter. Then you'll add your eggs one at a time. Please note that at this point, your mixture will now start to feel light as compared to before. You're then going to beat your eggs until you feel that they've incorporated well with the mixture, after which you're going to add your vanilla essence and give it one more mix so that now you can add your dry ingredients. Once the wet ingredients are ready, you're then going to mix the dry ingredients, that is the baking powder, salt and the all-purpose flour. Whisk them together until everything is completely combined. You're then going to add this mixture into the wet ingredients in batches of 3, making sure that at every stage all the flour has been incorporated into the cream batter. Use a spatula to fold in the ingredients at every stage, as this will help you in making the mixing less hectic and also fastening the whole process. Once you get to the final batch, you'll notice that the cookie dough is now stiff, and if you're not using an electric hand mixer, feel free to use a wooden stick, as this will ensure that everything will be incorporated well and with very much ease. Once you're done with the final batch, you're now going to add your chocolate chunks, leaving some for the final dressing as you're going to see. Please do not use an electric hand mixer when mixing the chocolate and the cookie dough, because you want the chocolate chunks to remain intact, ready for baking. Once everything has been mixed well, we are now going to use a baking tray and line it with parchment paper. I talked about this paper in my previous video, of which if you haven't watched, I'm going to link it up here so that you can go and watch and know where to find one. So you're going to scoop about 1 or 1.5 tablespoons of the cookie dough and roll it into a ball. Please note that this ball doesn't have to be perfect, as the cookie will finally flatten as it bakes, as you're going to see from a time lapse that I had prepared. Also, if you have kids around the house, this is the perfect time to have them bake with you, because they can help you in forming the balls, and I'm so sure that they're going to have fun while at it. When placing the cookies on the baking tray, ensure that you social distance the cookies so that you give the giant cookies enough room to flatten once they start baking. You're then going to place the leftover chocolate chunks on top of the cookies to enhance the appearance once they are baked, and also it will help one to have that chocolate taste once they have the first bite of the cookies. The cookies look small, but trust me, once they get into that oven, they're going to flatten, and hence the name giant cookies. Ensure you use some margarine to stick the parchment paper to the baking tray. This will help the cookies to stay intact throughout the whole process. You're now going to bake this in a preheated oven for 12 to 15 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius. And guys, this is the most interesting part, where the cookies flatten to form the giant chocolate chunk cookies. This is the result after 15 minutes, but please don't separate them at this point, they may crack. Just let them to cool for about 10 to 15 minutes and they'll be ready for eating. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope that you're going to try this recipe at home. And if you've enjoyed the video, remember to like, share and comment down below, and I hope to see you on the next one. You've been with me, Leah Mwai.